Hi there. You may have seen the title of this talk is, but wait, there's more. I said that a few too many times probably on TV. You see, I've hosted over 10,000 hours of live TV. I've sold hundreds of millions of dollars in products. I've hosted infomercials. I've been on commercials. And when we say, but wait, there's more, we are sometimes making fun of ourselves, but most often we're saying it to let you know that there's something of greater value coming ahead. So just stay with it because it's going to be worth it. And that's the message I want to give you about life. My name is Shawn Diddy, and one of the tools I found to get me through those times when kind of struggling, maybe even wanting to turn the channel on life, is just meditate. And there are several forms of meditation. I recommend you do your research, find the one that's right for you. I'm going to share my experience with you. I don't know that I can share advice. I mean, even a broken clock is correct twice a day. So see what works for you. And I'm going to tell you about my story. In fact, the way I found meditation, well, it's one of the smartest things I ever did. I quit high school. Yeah, okay. So it wasn't the smartest thing I ever did, but it happened. I was adopted at birth, and at age 13, I found out that my adoption hadn't actually gone through. So I had the name Baby Doe on my birth certificate. I had to go to court and say, yes, I want to be adopted by my parents. I mean, what else was I going to do? Go into the system? Now, we were living in a trailer. It was a nice trailer, but a trailer nevertheless. My dad had been injured a few years before and was dealing with a chronic illness. And so things were a little bit tough. We were probably what you'd call poor. I had the lunch ticket reduced and all that stuff. But I kept going to school and put on this image. And you may know something like this. So I was class president. I got A's. I was in the plays. I, you know, participated in everything. And then all of a sudden, my junior year, there was a big test, and I was so afraid to fail that I didn't go. And I had also started hanging out with the crowd, and I was um, kind of covering that anxiety with alcohol. Might sound familiar too. Well, eventually, a few months later, one of the high school counselors came to me and he said, your grades are so good. You could actually just come back to school now, like miss a whole semester. You were ahead that far. The only class you'll have to make up is PE. Ooh, I'm a terrible athlete. I thought dodgeball, but actually, it was to go after school and meditate with a group with these VHS tapes. They were guided meditations. I was hooked. It was great. It started my journey. I started researching. So then the next way I thought I could get myself out of my circumstance and find freedom was pageants. So I competed in the Miss America system and the Miss USA system. But at this point, I was using those meditations where they're like, achieve, healthy body. I was working out, and I did eventually win Miss Iowa USA 1997. And then we went on to the next phase of my life where I used meditation. Maybe this sounds familiar because I wanted more money, status, stuff. But I realized that's really not going to find you that freedom either, is it? In fact, I finally got the great job on TV shopping. I got married. I had a child. I got a master's degree. I married Eric Diddy, hence that is actually my name. And then in 2004, we had gone through a rough patch of separation. We got divorced. 4 months later, he was killed unexpectedly in an accident. He did not have a will. A small life insurance policy was eaten up in probate, left me in a financial spot. I did get to host a national TV show with the Food Network and Scripps, which was great. But a year later, that closed, and I was jobless. And eventually, I used meditation to just kind of keep my head above water. After that, I did find another job, went through some things. And when my daughter got to the point where she was going to take exams for college, I started doing research on the neuroscience of meditation and how it could maybe help her score higher on her tests because it could help with that anxiety. I also realized I probably had ADHD, and I saw how meditation could maybe help with that. So we were all gung ho. We learned meditation. And when she went to college, I said, you know what? I am going to finish my PhD, and I want to go where they meditate and where I can just be in this community. So I went to, where are you thinking? India? Yeah, I thought that too. No, Iowa. And I stayed in a meditating community for 3 years. But the funny thing, and I'm just going to pick up this list, is student housing was a trailer, the exact same floor plan that I had grown up in. When I started my dissertation research on grief in the workplace, I had an instructor say to me, haven't you heard the story of the Buddha where he told the woman to go find a family who hadn't experienced grief and she couldn't find one and she realized everyone had grief? And I thought, oh, so I'm not unique. This is something that a lot of people go through. So I'm just going to read a list of some of the people then that I spent time meditating with in that community. An adult examining religious upbringing, an adult child of a parent who dealt with substance use disorder. Like one in about four people, someone was sexually abused by a family friend as a child, someone dealing with anxiety and pelvic floor issues, bulimia in high school, suicide attempt as a teen. I mean, maybe these things resonate with you. Someone who was in a car accident and felt guilty, dealing with perfectionism and anxiety, feelings of depression, loss of a parent, grandparent, beloved partner, beloved pet, single mom who had been unhomed with a teen daughter, staying with friends in Los Angeles, sleeping on a chair so her daughter could have the bed, someone who invested everything she had in someone else's startup and lost it all, seeing unethical practices at the job, high stress sales job, PhD student with exams and dissertation, a mother worried about her child, a menopausal woman stuck in a trailer alone with a cat in Iowa during a pandemic lockdown. Oh, wait, that one was me. In fact, they're all me. So, what I'm saying to you is meditation got me through so many things. And with just a few seconds left, I want you to remember that loss is inevitable, but keep living this life because suffering is optional. And if you're looking for joy, if you're looking for more lessons, well, meditate. Just wait because there's more.